first team. I'll just say we're here with the Pinewood team, and then later you can just talk in. All right, hi everyone. Thank you for joining us today. This is Alyssa Aerosmith, and I'm here with the Pinewood team and Mershawn. So we have Christina, Jillian, Molly, and they're all here to share with you today about the amazing app that we all love, Book Creator. You might have saw them present at the Digital Integration Conference back in December, so they are excited to share more with you today. So I'm going to turn it over to Christina.
Hi everyone, thanks for tuning in. We just want to kind of run through some resources, and I know we've shared a lot in the past, but today we're going to try to focus on newcomers, since I think that's an area where we all feel we need support. So I think that that's a good place for us to start.
Definitely. We all love newcomer strategies, right?
So, yeah, and so what we did is there's actually several of us have already been meeting. We were meeting at Cantina. I feel like we should have some chips and salsa with us.
Yeah.
But our first two meetings were there, and some of the people who are part of our meeting have added some really wonderful resources to our Canvas course. So we want to take a little time to make sure everybody logs into Canvas now and takes a peek at the course. You can see the link right there that Alyssa did for us. And so if you take a little time to go ahead and click that link and go ahead and take a peek at our Canvas course, we can go into some of the things that are already there.
Great. Yeah, so we'll leave that up, like Christina said, for a second. You might have to go ahead and actually type it into your browser, and then it'll prompt you to enroll in Canvas with your 10-digit ID and password, and it'll prompt you to join the course. So you want to do that so that you have access to all the amazing resources that they are going to share today.
Yeah. All right. And once everyone's had a little time to do that, we want to kind of get to know our audience, since this is a little different for me. I'm used to seeing people and talking face to face, so I found it important, and Alyssa helped me to do this great part of Google Slides. It's called Poll Everywhere.
Right.
And I didn't know about that, so we're going to do a little poll to find out a little bit about you guys and who's here and what you teach and how familiar you are with Book Creator, and just kind of get an idea of how many iPads you have. So we can go look at the poll.
That's right.
Oh, and here we are. I wanted to put that there just in case you wanted to reach out to any of us. There's our YouTube channel and our email, so that any one of us can answer any questions you might have about Book Creator. So please feel free to reach out to any one of us.
And we should say, just so you're not frantically jotting things down, that you'll have access to these slides once you join that Canvas course. So you'll be able to get to all their contact information and anything else that you see in the slides that you want through Canvas.
And once we get to Canvas, we'll show you exactly where that is, so you know where to find it. All right, so our first question, we're curious of what grades you teach. So if you can just click for us, if you teach K2, 3, 5, middle school, or high school.
And you have two ways to respond. So you can either open a tab in your browser and go to the website at the top that is the pollev.com/AlyssaArrow-S565. Or if you have your cell phone with you, you can text Alyssa Arrow S565 and then text this number 22333 and then your answer A, B, C, or D. So this is what you text, and then this goes in your message of your text, followed by the letter if you're going to text. And if you have any questions, feel free to raise your hand, or you can type them in the questions box. Mershawn is monitoring the questions for us.
So far we see K2 represented, so that's good.
We'll give you a few more seconds to respond, unless we have only K2 teachers, which is possible.
Well, that's fine too.
What will we answer?
I would put 3, 5.
Whatever you so desire.
Oh yes, you guys are K-12.
I mean, I think Kristen will probably put high
because,
school.
K2 is, you know, they're already learning the language and they fit in well. That's 3, 5 is so hard because of testing. They need so much more.
Yeah, it's a challenge.
I know our site project's going to focus on ninth grade.
Right?
Oh, well, that'd be nice to see that too, because I'm sure a lot what Fife does would be a lot what we are doing as well in the older grades.
Are we getting any questions, Marcia?
Oh,
There's a
yay.
high school.
Oh, we have a high school person, yay. This is just helpful because I always try to, and as well as Jillian and Molly, we try to kind of make sure sometimes some of our stuff tends to gear elementary because that's what we teach, but it's important for us to always be mindful that this can be used at any grade level. So we'll try to really work on making sure we help you see that.
Very cool. So we have 50% K2, 25% are 3-5, and 25% high school. No middle school representation. That's okay.
They're tired.
Yeah, they're tired. Let's go to our next question. Thank you for participating.
All right, so the next question is we wanted to get an idea of how comfortable you are using a book creator. I'm sorry, I skipped a question. How many iPads you have, because that also will help us when we're sharing some of our projects to have an idea if you have just one, if you have one-to-one where every kid has it, if you have a tray, or if it's something where you have to share with students. So that would be helpful to know. So again, you can just text that or open that browser up and send that in. So that's the nice thing about Book Creator. You don't have to have a whole tray. You only have to have just one iPad. I mean, you do need one because it's only on the iPad, unfortunately, for right now. Hopefully in the future it'll be on Chrome. But as long as you have one, there's really a lot you could do with it. So don't want that to stop you.
You guys are a personalized learning school here. Are you starting to become one-to-one at this school?
We are, but they're mainly focusing on Chromebooks. So at least with the older grades. And then the younger grades have iPads. The only problem we're starting to see, which some people might run into, is their iPads are older versions and they can't update them. And once you can't update them, you can't get the newest versions of Book Creator. Still use them, but you can't use them to the capacity that you could. So that is a problem we're having, which I imagine some of you might as well, might have that problem as well. But
Molly's shaking her head behind you. Molly, do you have teachers who are mad because you have the new iPads and they have iPad 2s and they're not?
I work with a lot of the kindergarten staff, and many of their iPads are outdated, and you'll hear the students say, like, it froze, and it's not working, and what do I do? And it's, constant.
Okay, it looks like we're not really getting a response on this one, which is okay. Let's go to our last question.
And if you can always add that in the question box too. If you see that we're starting to talk a little bit about several iPads and you're having a question about if it can be used for one, just feel free to shout out that question. So the last one is we wanted to see about your comfort level with Book Creator. If you are a pro, you've used it more than 5 times, you have several books. If you've played with it a few times, or if you are you new to Book Creator and you have the app, but you haven't really used it much yet.
Right.
So we're so spoiled with the ESL team and the department with all our technology, because the three of us start to feel a little guilty. We're at meetings and we're talking, and I'm like, "Oh, do you have that book? That's great. AirDrop it to me." And they don't even have AirDrop on their iPad, so we've learned to kind of keep it quiet a little bit so that we feel so bad. We have so much so we're just grateful.
Well, the flip side of that is that our ESL students have that advantage when in so many other ways they don't have an advantage.
Yeah.
So just look at it that way. It's really to help them.
Right.
Just think about how the exposure to this technology is going to help them for college and for their careers. And
if you think about all 4 domains and how much it helps all 4, but I feel like technology is its own language, and it's something we're teaching them because that's their future. And I feel like that the fact that they know all these things already is just opening so many doors, for them. So I just love that we're taking care of that extra 5th domain.
I'll just try reloading it one more time.
Oh, okay.
Somebody said, there's ESL and there's TSL. Technology is a second language.
Yeah.
And one of the, I did a observation the other day where Bill came and saw me, and I was doing an installation with the Apple TV, and I've done 90 of those now. And so when I started talking about the Apple TV, I was talking in a language that teacher did not know. And it would have been better if I had just plugged it in and shown her and then started using that language, because when I started talking about AirPlay and AirDrop, and she was like, what? So it definitely is another language. And a lot of the newcomers pick up on the nonverbal technology language, right? And it empowers them to show what they know.
To be leaders, yeah.
That's a good idea for us at a faculty meeting. You know how those faculty meetings where you try to teach someone a new language and they feel the frustration without visuals?
Yeah.
Maybe do it with technology so that they feel that pressure of how wonderful visuals are.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to keep going. We're sorry that the poll everywhere isn't working the way we hoped, but if you want to just send us a comment in the questions box about how experienced you are with Book Creator, that'll help us gauge our content today to make sure that we are meeting your needs.
All right, so some of our goals today, we're just, a little bit new at this, so I wasn't sure how much we could cover in the time we have, but what I was hoping we could all three go over with you guys are the resources that our team and other wonderful teachers who aren't with us today have added to the Canvas course, and kind of give you a little tour of all the things that are there so that you know what's available right now at your fingertips. And at the same time, while we're in there, we just recently added to Canvas some of the TRC with some running records that we were able to get from Reading A to Z. And I have a large newcomer group, and I was trying to really figure out their reading level, and Molly was so helpful since her Spanish is wonderful, and she was able to translate all the tests, so we're able to do running records in Spanish. So we wanted to share the ones we've made so far, or that Molly has made so far, and some great books that Jillian has that she's used with our newcomers. And then I think it's important that I'm skipping one. One thing I wanted to add is the exciting update coming at the end of January with Book Creator. And then I think it's important, Alyssa, that you help us kind of walk us through uploading, because my other goal that I didn't write is my hope with sharing this webinar with you is that not only will you get resources, but that you will add your resource to our Canvas course, because as teachers, the power of sharing is very important. We're all here for the same reason, and I know without a doubt, I've seen it with my own eyes, how many wonderful resources teachers out there have that are tuned in today. So I would love to see those on our course so that we could all benefit from them.
Yeah.
So we'll jump into the course. Let me type it in. Here are some of the things I wanted to hit. So let's look at our modules. So when you go into Canvas and you hit that dashboard, you'll be led to the screen. You have to hit go to the course.
Yep. Or I might say join the course if this is your first time.
Yeah, see, I'm no expert at this either. But then over here on the left, you'll see all these buttons, and you'll just click on modules. And modules will bring you to all the things that the members of our meetings have done so far of our course. So up here at the top, the meetings, you can see the meetings and with some of the things we talked about in the first two meetings we've had already. And then right here is the first webinar, which is what we're viewing today, so that if you want to refer back to it, it's right here. You just click on that. And Alyssa was saying all these, it's really easy because this goes straight to Google Drive. So anything that you see here on our Canvas course, we just want to make sure we make a note that it's important that if it's something you want to use and manipulate and edit, that you just copy it first and then change it as needed. So the Book Creator module, this is where we have all our tutorials. If you click tutorials, Jillian and Molly and I have made a couple of videos on how to import and export books to Book Creator. So if that's something you're unfamiliar with, that's right here. And then probably your most favorite, I would think, tab would be Books by Level. This is the work of Ingrid, Melissa, Linda. There's so many people who have contributed to this. So if you click on here, you can go and see all the Book Creator books that have already been made. And if you, here's just a little explanation, but if you see right here in blue, there's Linda's books that she has made, and then here are Ingrid's. So if you if you just click on Ingrid's, I believe Linda's are in there as well. So that's kind of a one-stop place if you'd like to go there. But once you open that up, it takes you to Google Drive. And then in Google Drive, just for sake of organization, we went ahead and made all the folders by reading level. So that for you guys, it's taking a minute to load, but for you, let's say Monday morning, if you have this app and you have it, especially if you have a tray, what we typically do is, let's say I need a level G book. I will click on that folder. And then all these books are saved on here by something called EPUB. But when you see that, you can't actually view the book. That book is staying there so that you can import it into Book Creator. So on Monday morning, let's say you want to read about Harriet Tubman, you would then go onto your iPad and upload this book from Google Drive. So at the end of our course, if time permits, if time permits, we'll do this live, but our videos that I just showed you to walk you step by step, but this saves you time because the books are already made for you. You don't have to spend all your time screenshotting. So
how do you name them? You just name them the same as what they're named in Reading A to Z?
We do, and what we actually do too, which is an important step to take, if let's say you have a great book on your Book Creator, I don't know if people are familiar with that tab. I don't know if we want to show you on the iPad, but there's a place where you can actually put the name of the book on Book Creator and save it as the name of whatever Reading A to Z book is so that they can quickly see the title. Unfortunately, you can't see the book, but the title will hopefully help you. So right here, for example.
So now we're in Book Creator,
yes,
right?
Yes.
Okay.
So if you have a book on Book Creator and you want to save it to Google Drive there, the way that Harriet Tubman showed up there is the inspector button, which is the eye with the circle. You hit there and you click on title, and just in the title place, you just put whatever the title of the book is. And then an author, I would encourage you guys to put your name just so that we know who did that book and give you credit where credit's due, and that way also if someone has questions about that book, they can reach out. But that's as simple as that, but that is an important step because if you forget that, you're going to see an EPUB book and you're going to have no idea. You just know the level, but you have no idea what book it is.
Right, yeah.
So, one other thing I want to say is when you were talking about the Book Creator Google Drive folder that we can get off of Canvas.
Teachers, the food, there's still food in the media center. If you have not eaten, please go by. They will be putting it away around 2 o'clock today.
Okay, did you hear that about the food? Hold on.
Everybody get over here.
Okay, the waffle bar is in the library. You guys hurry and get some.
Once you have this folder,
yes,
you have to make sure that it's added to your drive, correct? If it's in shared with me, then you can't access it. So I know that once you're added, if it's only in shared with me, you need to make sure it's in your drive. Yours is you're the owner of it, so you are showing,
Ingrid.
but you're not going to be able to import those books into Book Creator.
Okay.
Without it being on your drive.
Okay, and a little shout out. Here's Melissa. Here is Ingrid. We don't have a picture of Linda Jennings, but I don't know if she's out there today, but she's been a really big help with this as well. So, and then, we kind of took it a step further, some of us, and we started realizing we had other books that had to do with holidays and math, sight words, close reading. I started adding some vocabulary and newcomer books. So we're going to try to kind of keep that up so that it's helpful for everyone if they're doing a certain skill.
Yeah, that is awesome. I know people that have gotten access to these before have really enjoyed just how much is already out there and created.
Yeah.
So like you said, the power of sharing is really awesome with Google Drive.
Yes, it's a big time saver for us, so that's wonderful. So some of the other things on the modules are that you would see here in our Canvas course. Let's go back to that. So
one teacher is saying that they're new to this. We have a couple people in the webinar that are new, so they're feeling a little bit overwhelmed. So maybe, maybe let's go back and repeat or illustrate the folder again, because
sure,
there is a tutorial about how to bring those books onto Book Creator.
Yes.
Right.
So if you're starting, these are all Reading A to Z books. So the first step is to make sure you have a Reading A to Z account. And I believe I believe everybody in
Everybody
the district
does,
does, right? And then, so if you have an account, what you do is, and we have a tutorial for that, but just for the sake of understanding is we open the book up in our iPads and view the pictures, screenshot them, and based on those screenshots, we can then put those pictures in Book Creator. So as opposed to having a printed out Reading A to Z book, we would then have that book on Book Creator. And once it's there, the students can add their voice, they can add videos, they can add so much. So that's where the idea came from, save some trees and to make our lives a little bit easier in terms of time saving. So once you get those Reading A to Z books on your camera roll and into Book Creator, then what we do is, because that is a little time consuming, we take that book and saving it to Google Drive does two things. One, it'll take that book and allow someone else to then import that book to their Book Creator iPad on their app, but it also saves that book, which I feel like I don't ever emphasize that enough. If something were to happen to your iPad and you lose everything, it's an app. So once that app is gone, so are your projects, and it's gone forever. So it's important that you back up your books. So this is just we use Google as almost a hub to save our books. So you can't use the books, look at the books, edit the books when it's in Drive, but you can use it as almost like a flash drive, save it there, and then take it back into Book Creator. So that's really what that folder does.
Yeah. And if you're just starting out, I would suggest, maybe using one of the books that's already been created by an ESL teacher that's in the Google Drive. And then once you see some of the creative things that they've done with those books from Reading A to Z, then you might start to feel comfortable making your own. But also remember, for those people that are new, under this tutorials for Book Creator, these two videos will show you step-by-step how to download the book from Google Drive onto your iPad into Book Creator, and also, once you're to that point, how to upload or export your books to Google Drive to share them with other teachers district-wide. And like Christina said in the beginning, if we have time, we'll get to it at the end, or if there's a few people that just want to stick around at the end and let us show you, we'd be glad to do that.
Yeah, but like LaShawn said, the first step is when you get to that tab, make sure to save that folder in your Google Drive, and then you'll be ready to go to grab it and import it. So save it to Google Drive, then watch that importing video, and it should all make sense, hopefully. Then if not, you can certainly email any one of us, or like Alyssa said, stick around. Let's skip down. The newcomer resources is stuff we've added. There's some pre-assessments that Jillian made. They're not on there quite yet, but I think she'll be sharing with that probably within the next week. She's just made some really great tests that if the kids were to come, the WAPT helps, but we like to kind of know the more basic of what letters they know, a little bit how literate they are. So she made a great assessment that will soon be there. And then I'm going to kind of skip around. This is a great website from Jean Porter that she shared with us at our second meeting or first meeting, I don't remember which one, but we just fell in love with. It's called Learning Chocolate, love the name. And I'll kind of show you really quick the way it looks. But what I like about this website is it has screens where it goes through all kinds of vocabulary. And let's say you want to have math vocabulary, you click on that. And then on the top here, it has a bunch of tabs that allow the kids to practice the vocabulary, match it up, drill and practice. Then this fill in is here. So after they've practiced it a bit, this is a chance for the kids to kind of type up. And I just fell in love with that because you'll see later in some of our books, what I did when I had this on my iPad, I would screenshot it and I would put that image in Book Creator and I would use that as an assessment. And the kids can type it in. So this is a wonderful website, Jean. This is really so grateful you shared that one with us because it has everything you could possibly, every bit of vocabulary you could use. I love the visuals are great. Let's see. And then the next, my team, we have so many newcomers this year, and we did a newcomer work session. What we did is we sent an email out to all the teachers who have newcomers, and we invited them to our room after school, and we had them bring certain things with them and an idea with them. And we just ran through, share that in a minute. But we went through some of the basic things that you could be doing with newcomers, and I took stuff that's, hopefully this one works, that's on our module, and kind of put it together on a slide and shared it with classroom teachers. Some of the things are on the module, some of the things are just resources that I know of. Should I click here?
There it is.
Oh, there we go. Okay, so what I did is I just shared with them some pathways, like if they needed help. Well, let me go into the slide so I can show you what I mean. But we got the teachers together. There we go. Sorry, it's taking a little while. But looked at these slides in a little bit. But I believe the first slide is just all the different websites that they can look at with their kids. So I saved these slides to Google, up to our campus course, because what I wanted to do is have them available to all the ESL teachers so that if they want to have the same working session and have like a PD at their school with their teachers, just use mine and just, change out whatever you want. But the resources were really beneficial. I try not to share too much with them because I know I've learned from experience. You share too much, it's so hard to get it all. But these slides, if you want to use them, they're there for the taking. And I guess I haven't seen it in a while, so I'm trying to remember. I think it's a page that, yep.
I think we're dealing with a half day where teachers are able to get on the network.
Yeah.
I guess.
What's going on, so.
Oh, that's true. Some people are in training. So, but when you have a time to look at it, if you see it's something you can use, there are websites. One teacher spoke about Duolingo. She found a teacher tab for Duolingo that she can assign things. I had no idea that existed.
I didn't know that either.
And they really, as far as elementary goes, they like that a little bit better than Rosetta Stone. So she shared that link on how to use it as a teacher. Some of our favorite websites, of course, Learning Chocolate's on there. And then these are just pathways. Since we're a PL school, a lot of our teachers use pathways. And I wanted to give them some that I've made, some that are for other websites, so that this is something the kids can do independently. They're all visual. My directions are in English and Spanish. And then there's a blank one so that if they want to make their own, they can.
Wow.
So that kind of really helps. And in one of the links, all these little icons are there, so they can just copy and paste as they want and make it their own.
Awesome.
And then I think that was it. We shared ideas. And then this part, we kind of shared how we would do math, because we were really trying to think about homework and how to grade for them. So we talked about this great math site that I got from my son's teacher that we really loved. That was really great for the L's. And then Jillian and Molly, you guys did a great job of printing out bilingual books from Reading A to Z and creating packets, right?
Yes.
I don't know if they see you nodding, but yes, they did. I don't know, we're very new to this. But it was nice because we don't have a lot of bilingual books at our library. So they were so good to say, you know what, let's make packets. And then we had everybody make one packet. And we realized if every teacher picked 2 books, fiction and non, and got it in English and Spanish, between all of us during that working session, we had enough books for at least about 2 months.
Wow.
To interchange with our newcomers and feel like we're really giving them a little, homework that's more meaningful. Jillian and Molly both, y'all did worksheets. I think Jillian, she even put them in sleeves so that if the kids want to do it with marker and erase it later. And then we even did it on Google Sheets. We put a chart on in color coded so that everybody knew what has already been printed and what hasn't.
Yeah.
So that kind of working session was very successful for our school. So we just take a peek if you're interested in that. Just take a peek at that.
It's a great way to empower the newcomers and make them feel more successful. We sent out home packets during the holidays, and all of them came back with their worksheets.
Every single one. It was amazing. They are very driven, and I just love it. So yeah, we have to kind of definitely use that to our advantage. For the sake of time, there are other things. If you just click on them, they're just great anchor charts, just things we use and other people who have contributed use that we feel are helpful for our L's. So let's see, where did we leave off? I think the next thing we wanted to talk about was dive in deeper in exactly what you created, right, Molly? Yes. Oh, there we go.
because we do have so many newcomers this year, Christina came up with the great idea of utilizing Reading A to Z's benchmark books in Spanish. And so we teamed up and decided to take all of the benchmark questions and the running records and translate them into Spanish. So those are now housed on Canvas as well, and you can have access to those, and it's just been a really great way of being able to assess our newcomers and kind of see where they lie in their own Spanish, and empower them again, because they're like, hey, I may not be able to read in English, but look at me, I can read in level JKL in my own language, and then we're able to know as well, so that we can give them books in Spanish for their running records.
Yeah, I was looking. I'm
for
looking
their
at
readers workshop.
I'm looking at the stickies. Molly has her wonderful system. As soon as she's finished, she puts a sticky on my board. It works so well, though. I love it. And one kid, aren't you on like O?
Yes.
And he's still going beyond O. So it's really telling, not only for us, but for the parents and teachers, because it's really hard when they're bringing home level B books, and the teachers feel like, okay, well, we really don't know where they are. They're not really showing as much success. We know they're language learners, but we really want to help them understand, well, they're so strong in their own language. And a lot of them, they have mini lessons and text-dependent questions. And so whenever I have the opportunity, even if it's just one question, I translate it, and they do it with the book in Spanish, so they can show, okay, I don't know the language, but I certainly know the content.
Yes.
You have a really high group of newcomers this year, especially, I would say.
There's our posted
right
system.
There's our elaborate, high-tech system.
My signature shows that they are done with, that I've completed it, and that is their level.
It's official.
Oh gosh, that's funny. So just so you see where it is on modules, because I think that is just, I really think that's a wonderful resource. It's under newcomers, and I think you named it TRC. Here it is.
It's TRC,
TRC,
yes.
running
Running
records.
records and questions in Spanish.
Yes. So if you're not bilingual, for sure, ask someone. Maybe you have a parent who's bilingual, or someone, a tutor, who can just take them out in the hallway and do those questions. It's all there for them. So they just need to read it for the kids, and the kids need to read the book. So.
Yeah, it's so nice.
Well,
Thank you, Molly, for translating
Yes.
all of
Well,
those.
and one thing that I started doing at the very beginning, because my Spanish is not as wonderful as Christina's, is I used the book creator in order to record it, so that I could play it back to make certain that they were pronouncing all of the words correctly. And
That's a great
I did it at first,
smart.
and then I was like, well, okay. But with the higher level books, I'm definitely going to have to do that, because I get a little lost.
So you can listen
but
to it later.
I can listen to it later.
Very smart. Okay.
Yeah, so just like with the books that are shared, these are all just resources in Google Drive. So you can get to them through Canvas, and you can see how many she did. Wow, that is amazing. So all of these resources you have for you.
And I'll be continuing, because I'm sure my one student's going to continue to read. These are on level O now, but gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll
maybe
be-
somebody
I'll
else
be
will do
adding
something
more.
too. Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
I'll be adding more.
Kudos to Jillian. The recording and listening to later was your idea.
Yes.
Very nice. Isn't that, you learned that on Reading A to Z? Don't they have something like that on Reading A to Z as
So
well?
they have a running records assessment.
Yeah, that you can
You
record.
sign and record.
So I love that idea. That's really good. All right. So definitely look into that. The next thing we just wanted to show you is a couple of books that we've done with our newcomers. Some are books and some are their student-created projects. We just wanted to show you just how we use Book Creator with newcomers, just so that you have an idea of where to start. Some of you may already have really great books. If so, please share. But some of you, let's see.
People
Oh.
like our
Oh.
webinar.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
Oh, good.
I can't
Yeah.
see that far.
I know I can't see smiley faces or frustration, so it's hard. But I'm so glad you. Please, if we're going too fast, if we're saying too much and sharing too much at once, don't hesitate to type that in. I tend to speak faster when I'm nervous, so I won't be offended. But the next, I want to kind of let Jillian take over and show some of the books. The top books that you see, one was one she made when we were co-teaching newcomers last year. Remember that? So do you want me to play it and then you kind of let me show you what it looks like?
We just took the Around the House vocabulary book from Reading A to Z and then made our own. We had a content workbook as well and kind of combined the two. And then after the students learned different parts of the house and what you would do in that room, they would fill in the blank spaces with the correct word. So, just another way you can make Book Creator go with your lessons for newcomers. So I'm not sure if the sounds. Is there sound on this?
No, this one's blank.
This is
It's a
just
blank
showing
one.
you the blank book.
So
Okay.
she made that book and then we airdropped
You
it.
airdropped it to the students, so they were able to complete it independently, and and they would record their voice to reading the books because we taught them the sight words as well. So that's one example.
Yeah, and we like it because she made it so it's in context, it's got a visual. We have not added this book yet. The module, this is the one that we were hoping to practice with. If we don't have time for that, we will certainly add it so that, because it's ready to go. Jillian did everything you need. You could use it on Monday if you'd like. So
I might use it on Monday.
forgot about that. But
That's a good thing about going back through your library of Book Creator books. You're like, oh yeah, I made that. That's actually pretty good.
That's right.
Okay, and then Christine and I wound up combining two books that we made on Fry's first 100 sight words. We have 1 through 20 right now, and so what I had done, let me wait till it uploads because I want to see what comes up first. Okay, so this one is the example page.
I want to go to the park.
Okay, so that's me. So what I did was you can add text, and if you don't lock, if you're familiar with that feature, the letters, then they can manipulate them like they would magnetic letters, and then they have to unscramble them and put them in the boxes, and then they use the pen feature for the second one to write the sight word. The third one, they say the sight word, and then beside it, if they're ready for it, they can say the word in a sentence. They record their voice. So that was just me giving an example.
And one thing I think we said too, for the newcomers who really can't say a sentence yet, they could find it in a sentence and then copy it.
That's
so
a good
that
idea.
at least they can see it in context.
Yes.
So yeah. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. So it just
If
goes,
you play, you can kind of see. That's just a model,
yeah.
and then
The.
and then she made.
Then that's the blank page that the student would fill out, and it does have the word at the top.
Yeah.
You can
Oh,
either
yeah, I see right there.
choose to take it off, or for me, for some of my younger ones, the matching still needs to be there. So
Yeah. So you can certainly delete that if you want, or make it a little bit more difficult and
for the
differentiate it.
older kids,
But yeah, like she said, you just drag those letters in like magnetic letters. And we have the first
yeah,
20.
and it gives them that they're using their finger kind of like they would in sand, so they're making the word. So it's kind of a nice intervention as well for your students that are going through interventions.
It's really
So,
good for that.
yeah, it's my students in interventions. So.
That's awesome.
And the teachers have at least one iPad, and I know you gave it to one of your teachers, and she uses it all the time in the classroom. It's so helpful.
Yeah, and
It's
once
essential.
what I do is I duplicate the pages. So once you make one, you just duplicate the page, and then you just change the letters. So it really doesn't take that long once you do the first page.
And then this part, I just added in, the rest Jillian did, but this I literally got off of Curriculum Corner, and I kind of gave them credit at the beginning. I just screenshot all those. I did add the rectangular blue so that the kids could just see this is where I add a sentence. But what they are to do with this is then say the word, spell the word, and write their own sentence. So it's an extension in terms of if they are just copying a sentence, they can write their own or use a different sentence. Because we just see the importance of don't use it all in one sentence.
Right.
Because then that's the only way they know how to use that word.
Yeah.
I go to lunch, you could always say, I also go down the hallway. There's so many other ways. So it's nice. It's a nice way for them to practice.
THE.
Wow.
The.
So, and then you don't see it
Student
because it's a video. But in Book Creator, it has the little tab, so I know the voice is there.
pencil in the desk.
No, that first one was
very
really
professional.
And then it repeats for the next 10.
Yeah, so the
So
next
it's the
10
same pattern.
color coded the back. So.
Yeah.
Very cool. I've used
So, oh.
Soon we'll get to 100.
Yes.
Oh, and this next book is a really cute. We've made color and shape books, and then we just thought we'd give you an example. Christina made this one, which I thought was great. She airdropped it to me recently, and the students can color the tomato, record their voice reading.
it's just being
You know,
slow.
this
Yeah.
stuff. It's simple, but it's very effective, which is great. So.
And they're so engaged.
Yep.
I mean, and certainly feel free to print this out if you still
Yeah,
prefer.
absolutely.
Like it could be something they then do for homework. You can print out book creator books as PDFs. So you do it in class, then print it out, send it home, practice it again.
And
So
the what else page? They can find pictures on the web, or they can draw their own pictures. So there's
Yeah.
multiple sources they can.
they've done scavenger
Yeah.
hunts around the room, and they take a picture. So it's really wonderful because Book Creator lets them add their voice, it lets them add video, pictures, and it really helps us to see if they're mastering it. So
We've utilized it this past week for third grade, not new. Oh, yeah, we're recording.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sorry. They were
Sorry.
just getting out of the video.
We've utilized Book Creator this past week with our third graders. Not newcomers, however, they were working on autobiographies, and I had one student find his actual apartment and screenshotted it and was able to pull it into his book.
That's cool.
Which was,
Yeah.
he
amazing.
loved that.
yeah, with
That's really
Google
cool.
Maps and it, yeah. One kid found his principal in Honduras on the web.
Oh wow.
And so when he was writing a book about him, it was like, this was my principal. I'm like, was that really your principal? He's like, yeah, that's him. I was like, that is amazing.
The wonders of the internet.
You have on the bottom left, there's second grade right before winter break does a human timeline, and everybody's required to have a line, no matter what. So Molly and I actually worked with our student, and she did a project on women's suffragettes, which is a very hard word
Suffragettes.
for everybody.
Yes.
And she researched women's suffragettes and made the book, and at the end she was able to practice her line, and we used another app, and you can app smash too, which is bringing two apps together in Book Creator. It's at the very end, and
Is it the
she.
next page? Yeah, I wanted to.
You wanna
it's a lot
unmute
of
it?
fun.
I'll unmute it when I didn't want to interrupt
Oh
you.
yeah, she's reading the
But I
book.
just want y'all to hear it. Oh,
Oh yeah.
oh, sorry, that was my fault.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Don't mind if it's in.
Oh, that's going crazy. But it's again, we've said this before with newcomers and Book Creator. It really empowers them with the speaking piece, and helps them to feel they can be part of any project in the classroom.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
That practice.
she was so excited. If you listen to the opening page, she is laughing. I think just hearing her voice and hearing herself speaking, but she was very excited. Oh, there she is laughing.
Giggling.
Women suffragette were torturous and had they had time.
So cute. Why you guys show
Women
us a real world?
suffragette
I know. I think it should be.
Want
Add it to the dictionary.
to vote.
And the drawings you see are by her.
This happened in
Pen
America.
teacher
Yeah.
really allowed her to do that with her finger. So she just pressed the pen. You don't need a stylus. Or
Women
Yeah.
were raised.
This
This
is
is
it.
the best part.
Oh.
Women's right. Women serve the right to vote.
And that was her line on the timeline. So she.
And the kids, they genuinely listen to it over and over to practice. I love it. So it's so cute. I love that project. So the other two are similar, right?
Yeah,
They
one's
have-
the autobiography Molly had mentioned with a duly certified student, and then the one on the right was the timeline project with another duly certified student who uses EC and ESL, and it empowers him in the same way.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So for the sake of time, I guess
Yeah,
we can look
yeah.
at it later, but they're really worth looking at just to kind of get the, brain thinking of some ideas.
Yeah, it
to
gives you
do
such
that.
great ideas of what you could
Yeah.
do with your kids. And
Yeah, the student-made books are a lot of fun. They do a really great job, and see I love their drawings in the books. They're always great to look at.
yeah, super cute. And I love that it does make them reflect on their speaking, and they want to
Absolutely.
improve and do better because they are hearing themselves.
Right. So we wanted to make sure we didn't end without telling you something that's coming up with Book Creator at the end of the month. They're making it possible for us, whatever book that your students have made or you have made, you can put it as a web link. So there's so many times where our kids make such beautiful books, but the parents don't have an iPad, the teachers might not have an iPad, the teachers don't have the app. So this will allow you to, I don't know all the technical parts of it, but it'll, through the magic of technology, get a link, and then you give that link to whomever, email it or whatever, and they use that link to view the whole book as if it's in the Book Creator.
That's so nice.
It is really nice. It's compatible. It says Chrome, Safari, IE, which I don't know, Edge, and then it'll be on all platforms, including telephone. So I've already tried it on my phone, and you can see the book as if it's in book. So they don't need the app anymore. When they first release it, though, they did send a warning that they're going to limit, I think, up to 10 books that you can do that with. So, but in the future, I think it's just because they're worried it'll crash if too many people do it at once. In the future, I think it'll be unlimited, but for right now, once the feature is updated, you can do that for up to 10 books. And I wanted to show you what it looked like. Do we have, let's see if that link is there. I have a live link, but I also screenshot it just in case it didn't work. Should I hit skip?
Is the link linked into the picture?
No. I didn't want to use it that way. Let's see. Let's see if it's working. They're probably well, no, I think it might be okay. They are working on it, the Book Creator team, as we speak. So he was not sure if it would work. So this is an example of a book that was done on Book Creator. The teacher got a link. It's like read.bookcreator.com. And there it is. You can see it single pages. You can see it double pages. You turn the page. All the audio is there. Here's a single page view. It's working a little slow. Double page view. The audio works beautifully.
Once upon a time, how many times have you heard someone start a story like that? If you keep on starting the story like that, it's going to sound like a fairy tale.
This is a really cute book. And then it allows you to share it, which I love, because if you have a website, if you have your own blog, you get the embedded code if you want to put it on Canvas, I guess, too. You put it there and share your projects with people that way.
Sorry to interrupt.
No,
I was
you're
just going to say, if you're not as familiar with Book Creator, that's the comic book part of it, which is cool. So that's how they made it look so colorful and like a comic book. Just a side note.
Yeah.
And that's a good side note, because I think a lot of people, when they first open Book Creator, you'll see templates. And if you scroll up a little or scroll down, you see the comic books. And so some people kind of miss that. They don't scroll down to see it. And just so you know, I used to not like the comic books because the boxes were so small and I couldn't. If you hold down the box, you can change it to any shape, size you want. So that's so nice. Makes me want to use that feature more often.
Yeah.
And then when you get to the end of the book, turn the page to the end, you can either, and I love it because they have an example here for credits, you can either read it again. This just takes you to the Book Creator website. The only thing that's missing that one of the ambassadors caught, they noticed the thumbnail, where it shows you, like on slides, it shows you to skip to pages.
Oh, yeah.
The team realized they left that out. So they are going to add that before it's released. So that will be nice. If you say go to page 10, it'll be easy to go to page 10.
Nice.
So,
and you think end of January this will be released?
And that's what they said. They're working crazy on it because I think they're a little worried they're not going to be finished. But as of now, they will be. So I'm really excited about that one. It's a really fun way to share with teachers, to share with parents, put it on your blog. So I love it. All right. And then, these are your tutorials, right?
Yes. So do we want to go back to?
Did I skip something?
You skipped these two slides, but Did you
They're
show
the
it in
ones
the
I
book?
showed in
Okay.
the live. I did this just in case it got glitchy and we needed to back up. So
Perfect.
we already covered all that. Mm-hmm.
So real quick, do we want to show them using your iPad how easy it is to upload into Google Drive and bring something down?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And then, of course, like Christina mentioned, you have the tutorials that you can reference later, but we want to show you live. That way you can see how quick and easy this is to do.
And we need to be honest. Alyssa's doing this for us as much as for you guys, too, because we still are not as comfortable as putting things on Canvas. It's a little tricky for us. So I'm learning with you.
So now you're viewing Jillian's iPad, and she's in the app Book Creator.
Okay, so I'm going to export as an EPUB. And then I am going to select Google Drive. And then it's titled, which is good. I just want to double check, like Christina had said, and then I'm going to upload it.
Oh, and then if you need to organize it to find it, you press My Drive, and then you put it in a specific folder. But that's fine.
And
Yeah, or you can do that.
Yeah, and I tend to just do that, and then I go to my desktop or my MacBook.
Do you want to open Google Drive and show them
Yeah,
how it looks in there? So all this is from her iPad, and that's where you would work, is on your iPad when you're uploading and downloading books from Google Drive.
See what's in my Google Drive. Whoa.
Jumping down.
Okay, wedding list.
Yeah. What have you been working on?
Okay, see, this is why, to organize it.
Yeah, I try to do it ahead of time because I do that a lot. I can't find it afterwards. I'm like, where did it go? So if you hit that one button, My Drive, it allows you to put it in a certain folder so that when you go, you can find it right away.
It was called The Moon. There it is.
Where did you see it?
Uh-huh. Right here.
Here we go. Okay. All right. So do we want to move it, or do we just want to? There it is.
Yeah, so that's what it looks like in Google.
Yeah, as you can see, I have a lot of work to do this weekend to organize some things or delete some things off my first page.
And if you notice, she selected, you had to select EPUB, right?
I selected EPUB,
Okay.
correct.
I just wanted to show them that. Maybe we can go back to that step just so that they know, because when you hit that export button, you have three choices. You have to export it as a PDF, and that one is if you want to print.
And I can put it, I think it's a C. I'm sorry, I was just showing everyone. And it's now in that folder, so.
And that's why it's important, like Mershawn said, that you add all those folders to your Google Drive. If you just add that main folder, it'll add all the subfolders, and that way you can organize your books too.
Yeah, because I guess you couldn't really do that step until you have nowhere to put it.
Right, because it would be in your shared with me, and
Okay.
it would be hard to find.
No, I was just going to show really quick, when you hit that box with the arrow, the export, those three choices, if you're wanting to take it to Drive, you always have to select EPUB. So that's just so that, like I said, you send it off so that it's just saved and then import it back in. You can't manipulate it, but it's saved. So EPUB is what you want to select. PDF and video is if you want to print it out PDF. Video is if you want to maybe save it to YouTube.
Yeah, that's how I share my student projects with their teachers now. And that feature that Christina was showing us will be an amazing way to share with the teachers in the future.
Right.
The students are always really proud, and if the teacher doesn't have the app, it's a great way to share their books as a video. So.
Right.
Yeah, because we're finding we have to save every single one to YouTube.
Right, to
Because
share.
they're too long
Yeah.
to email.
Yeah.
It's too much. It's just too large.
Yeah, so that new feature will really be great.
Really
Time
be great.
saver.
Yeah. Okay.
Great. And then you want to show them real quick how to bring one down, how that looks? So from Google Drive?
Oh, right. So you mean into Book Creator?
Yep, into Book
Okay.
Creator.
So like we said, if you're wanting to bring one in from Canvas, like the people who are just starting off, you want to start on Monday to around the house, you have to always start in Book Creator. So again, like Rashawn had mentioned, you have to first save it to your drive, so as long as you know it's there, then you can do this step. And you hit the plus button, and it's that import book. And you don't see Google Drive from here, you hit iCloud Drive. And again, there's a video for this. If we're going too quickly, you can refer to the import video. And you don't see it there, so you have to tap on locations in blue at the top, and then you can hit Google Drive.
And for some people who haven't done this before, they are going to press the more option and
And turn it
turn it on. But that's shown. I think that's shown in the video
I think it is
tutorial.
too.
Yep, it is. Yep.
And
Mhm.
I'm gonna go to
You just have to remember the level.
Right.
Because it's hard to,
And if you want to preview the book, you can't preview it in Google Drive, unfortunately, but you could look, since we use that naming convention that's the same
Yes.
as Reading A to Z, you could look in Reading A to Z
Yes.
and see if that's the type of book that you wanted for your students, and then
Yeah.
see if it's in the
And many
folder.
times that's what we do. We look on desktop first. We go to our login account, and then we see the title and find it. So we don't have all the books, but we have a lot.
Yeah.
Thanks to Ingrid and Lisa and Linda and all the
and
wonderful
there
help.
we go. Simple as that.
Yep, and it's that quick. Now you're ready to teach, right?
I'm ready to go. I'm all planned.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's not good. That's good.
The only other
So-
thing I might add is that once you've downloaded that book onto your teacher iPad, then you're going to want to airdrop it to your students' devices, correct?
Yes, so we'll show you. We can show you how to do that. So, do you have an iPad on? So we can,
I have mine.
okay, so for those of you who have not done AirDrop before, we used to always AirDrop from inside the book,
Yeah.
but it's actually better not to. The book has a new feature called Play that's up here on the left, so that it takes a little more effort to AirDrop. And that Play feature is one Molly was talking about we should share, but I wish we could share everything for Book Creator, but we did do presentations for Book Creator for beginners and advanced Book Creators. So if you guys really want to know more about all these wonderful buttons, oh, cute picture, Molly. Then, then you can watch those. Is it on Canvas? I don't know where they would find our presentations that Jean and Jenny and the three of us did.
Oh, that's on the conference.
Yeah, there's the Canvas course from the conference.
If they're
that has
interested in that, I guess they could reach out to you for the link. Is
Well,
that
we could
fair?
also
Right.
link it to this course.
Yep.
Oh, we can?
If
Okay.
they went to the December 8th conference, they're probably already in the course, and they
Okay.
just have to look under their courses tab in Canvas.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Rashawn said, email any of us. We can send you the link if you can't find it.
We feel bad because we're skipping a lot of the buttons because of the sake of time, we just want to show how we use it with newcomers. But certainly feel free to look at those conference web slides to see how those buttons work.
This is how we share a book. So you hit the inspector button. Oh, no, sorry.
The export
Yeah,
button.
export button, and then export as EPUB.
And Marshawn, make sure that Molly has her if you're airdropping someone, you gotta make sure their airdrop is on. And by making sure it's on, it says airdrop everyone. So if you just from your finger, like move up from the bottom of the iPad up, you see that airdrop everyone. You just sometimes it has like airdrop off or contacts only. You need to make sure it says everyone, and the person receiving the book needs to make sure it says everyone. And then you can see all the people in the room who have it. So we try to make sure our kids either number their iPads or move them in some way.
Yeah.
Just so that if you want to airdrop it to one kid, you can. So we can always talk to you about that later if you're curious about that.
Molly's name.
So, is it?
Waiting.
And you'll hear this little ding when she gets it.
Whatever, sound off.
Yeah. We had the screen up, but now it's not showing.
Oh, here it is. It's got the But usually it
Yeah.
has a cute little bell that, and I like that
Yeah.
because it helps you know, oh, okay, they got it.
Yeah.
And then
this
the
is
I
kids-
did receive it.
Okay, so that's the share button, EPUB, AirDrop, and then the kids, just make sure the kids select Book Creator as the device to open it in. Sometimes they hit iBooks by mistake, and then it doesn't work.
So try to send it to Christina's iPad.
Okay.
So export. Finds person.
Oh, I didn't think, but I'm going to accept. And then I would hit Book Creator, and it goes straight in there.
Super easy.
Yeah.
You can. I was gonna say you can name your iPad in settings. So.
Yeah,
Right.
that's
And
definitely a good
about,
tip.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And just so you know, bookcreator.com has a support tab on their website, and the support tab helps you see every single, button, what it does. They also have a webinar for beginners in their education tab. But there's so many things. Like there's ways to organize. I've organized my bookshelves by level, so that here it is. I've organized it by level, by newcomers, by presentations, because we've been using Book Creator for so long. I'm up to almost 150, so it helps me to kind of keep track of it all instead of scrolling.
Yeah, that's really
through.
nice.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then you can hit this little box button, and then you can see all your books at once. So
Very cool.
Yeah.
Looks like iBooks, yeah.
it does. It looks just like iBooks. So all right.
Yeah.
Very nice. So we want to tell them about the next date,
Yes. Absolutely.
and then we'll see if we have any Q&A.
We would like to meet the next time, March 31st, which is a teacher work day. And so we were going to do it live from 9 to 10.
Mm-hmm.
But I think, again, we'll record it so that if you do have a workshop or something you
Right.
have to do, you can listen to it later. But we also welcome your feedback because when I pick the dates, I try to pick work days, but maybe that's not the best for everyone. So if you have any feedback of times or days that are better, that would be nice to hear because I do feel bad if I pick times and then everybody's like, oh, that's like the worst time ever. So certainly let us know. But that's going to be the next one. And we skipped February because of access.
Yes.
We're going to have enough.
Everybody will be busy, yes.
So, but please feel free to reach out to either of any of us. And if you have any questions, you tell them. So.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Pinewood team, for doing this for us.
Christina, especially, this is
Yeah, extra
great.
shout out
She
to
did a great
Christina.
job.
Yes. Yes. So if you have any questions, we'll stick around for a few minutes, but we want to respect your time. We said we would end at 1:45. So thank you so much for joining us. We hope that you learned something you can take away. And remember that everything is in that Canvas course. And if you need any help, you can reach out to any of us.
Yes, do.
I'm just gonna unmute Bill. Why don't we unmute Bill?
Uh-oh, you sure?
Yeah.
Be nice. Are you there, Bill?
Please be nice. Oh, he might have already tuned us.
All right. So we don't have any questions, but
There,
let's see.
he's
Linda
unmuted.
Jennings might have one.
Okay.
She might have just been saying hi. I think some people had difficulty getting onto Canvas at the same time of trying to do the webinar, and so it would be easy for us to enroll the people into the Canvas course.
Oh,
Thank
there
you.
he is.
What we'll do is we're recording this, so I'm going to send out the recorded YouTube link and also the Canvas course through the ESL listserv, and that way you have that link and you can rewatch whichever parts of this you'd like. Did you want to say something, Bill?
Just thanks for doing this, guys. You did an awesome job. I'm still trying to figure out what that word meant. What was it, like cigarette or something?
Suffragette.
Oh, yeah, suffragettes.
Women suffragettes.
Well, she is a newcomer.
No, they fought for women's rights. Really.
Jillian actually made that word up, so.
I thought it's what she really needed to know.
Before we close, I just want to thank the leadership that Alyssa has provided you guys in creating the Canvas course and empowering you to have this PLN. So thank you, Alyssa.
It's my pleasure.
Absolutely.
My pleasure. They're easy to work with.
It would never happen without her, so that's for sure.
Thank you.
All right,
Okay.
everybody have a great weekend, a long weekend.
Yes,
Yay.
it's warm. It feels like spring,
Yeah.
and it's the
Get
weekend.
outside.
Yay. All right, bye,
Bye.
everyone. What do I do to stop it? Sharing, stop sharing.